Hello, fans. This is Les Cloud. We're here to talk about Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the movie. I'm not reviewing it or anything like that. I'm just talking about it. Just talking about it. Why? Because we, if you have watched, if you're a '90s kid or a little bit 2000s kid, you have watched Jimmy Neutron, at least the movie or the TV series. You know. And I've been watching some stuff about the show. Like when Jimmy first came, and all that little thing that he came with. Goddard was always he always looked like the way he looked like Goddard when they first showed him in clips and stuff like that. But Gone Away Gotham Boy. That's one of the first episodes and all that. I don't think I've seen all of them. It's basically recreation of the movie, but without it being complete. Basically, that's what it is. I think it should be on the DVD of the movie. I don't have it, but I will plan to get it eventually. Um, but this movie to me was the shit as a child. I still love this movie. To me, I haven't felt a movie hyped enough like that since I watched Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, the first one. That was that type of hype. This movie was everywhere. You know, I'm not saying the promotion and all that was like all in your face like Godzilla 1998. No, that promotion was in your face all the time. Great marketing strategy. It worked. It made a lot of money, even though people hated it. It's different now when you look at it, because people have grown and seen different movies, and there's better movies and worse movies out there. So moving on. So what I thought about this movie as a kid? Obviously, I fucking loved it as a kid. Did it? I felt like it kind of lacked a little bit in the fact that with the whole parents thing. To be honest, oh, because we all at one point in time at least we didn't want to have our parents around, or we never wanted them to be around to begin with. Basically, right? This movie kind of establishes that, and it's funny that everything that we wanted to do in a way to do as kids, it's in this movie. You're a smart kid. You have a whole bunch of friends with you. Your parents are not around, so you throw a party and everything like that. You go to space. You fight aliens, and then automatically you get your parents back. It sounds like a nice kids movie. If you tell me that synopsis, that story, I would have been like, that sounds like a Jimmy Neutron movie, and it is. And I bet you anything that there's another movie that's probably called that too. There's another aspect of that same aspect of the movie, but it's just called something else. But I enjoyed the characters from the movie and everything like that. Obviously, the animation, yes, could be better. Obviously, if you, I've been seeing some of the pictures of the show on Paramount Plus of the Jimmy Neutron episodes, and when I've been watching it, not watching the show, but like watching the pictures and stuff. Hold on. So, anyways, when I've been when I was watching the picture of it, you could tell the animation became a little better over time. And yes, the TV show, the animation looked a lot better than the movie, and then over time it kept getting a lot better, and then eventually it stopped. And I don't know why it got canceled. What, because people stopped watching it or something like that? But yeah, you kept putting SpongeBob, and yeah, obviously Fairy Godparents. Fairy Godparents. Every time it tried to, oh, not that many views. You do like a big special, a big ending, and then all of a sudden people watch it again. You didn't do that with Jimmy Neutron. You just ended it. You could have gone out with the movie. I think the last episode was Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 3. I think that's the last episode for Jimmy Neutron, from what I looked at in Paramount Plus, because they have it in order. They don't have the first episode, I think, which I think the first episode is the movie. Maybe you could say that, but I think the first episode is them about the whole pants thing, which is one of my favorite episodes, to be honest. The pants invasion, basically. I love that episode. That episode is literally another movie for me. To me, that episode is literally after the movie. That's how I feel like. The characters are a lot older and shit, but it just feels like another movie. I don't know. That episode just feels like another movie to me. It should have been longer, in my opinion. It should have been a little longer. But maybe it was the first episode of the first series, and that's fine. But it felt like a movie. It felt like a movie. So, my opinion, they should have just, when the DVD of the Jimmy Neutron movie came out, they should have just throw that episode in there just for the hell of it, because it feels like it belongs with the movie. And that's just me. That's just me. And when you do look at it compared to the movie, and there are some music, there's some they do use some music from that movie to that episode a little bit, and it does kind of feel like it is part of the movie. That's just me. Some people want to deny it, but to be honest, a second part to that story of Pants invading, that makes sense. You had aliens invade. Now let's just have our Pants invade. But they're zombies, but they're not really zombies. So you just, I see some reference that they try to play with with that episode. There's a lot of references in Jimmy Neutron. I love their show. You know, what character that I love? I mean, to be honest, I was with Sheen when he loved this girl, man, Libby, because holy shit, when I was a kid, yeah, I had a crush on her. Yeah, one of my first cartoon crushes, right next to Raven from Teen Titans. Um, we were kids, obviously, but I'm sure someone had a probably crush on her too. Probably someone had a crush on probably Cindy or something. Probably not all of us, because she was always like, it's almost that, it's almost, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the, almost with Hey Arnold and Helga's relationship, but not really. Instead of, imagine Arnold bickering at Helga every time Helga bickers at him, instead of Arnold just being what he is. Sometimes every time he's down, he talks back, but he's not disrespectful. Not like what Jimmy would be like. He'd be like, "Screw you, Blondie," something like that. You would never see Arnold do that, but Jimmy, he would be like, yeah, he'd be the first one to say, fuck you to somebody. But so the whole movie, I could talk about the series too, which I will. I won't mind. I love Jimmy Neutron, anyways. I could talk about. I literally could talk about the show all day. I could make an hour-long video just by talking about him alone, just because I love that show so much. But you got good references of voice actors, the two main villains, and they steal the show. They stole the show, and I think they have come back to do some things on the TV show, I believe. If not, then the voice actors that they replace sound really, really good and really, really accurate. Most likely it is them, but that shit was good when, they came back and everything like that. That was in season 1, which I thought was in season 2 or something like that, because it felt like a grand and epic, and I'm actually glad they came back. Because they are the main villains of the whole Jimmy Neutron series. I could see them poke with Jimmy Neutron all his life until Jimmy's dead, or even more when he has kids. Passes on to the lifetime and shit like that. I can see that happen. I really can see that happen. Um, and it won't be, he won't have kids or anything like that. It would still be him. Something like that. But some people might say, what do you see it as a spiritual enlightenment way? That I don't know, because I need to see the movie again. I haven't seen the movie in a long time, and then if I do talk about it, I won't talk about my main channel. I'll talk about my other channel. But I would have to see the movie again to think about it more. But it is a good kids movie. It is. It's a good kids movie. Every time Nickelodeon put it on TV, I watched it. I didn't. It wasn't like other movies every time they put it on. I admit sometimes when they put channel chasers, sometimes I don't watch it. Why? Because I watched it so many times that I'm just not going to watch it again. I don't hate channel chasers. I love channel chasers. One of my favorite Godparents episodes of all time. Right? One of my favorites. But that's just me as a fan. And with the whole thing with Jimmy Neutron, they should have just ended with another episode with a bang. They probably won't. Who knows? may, hey, we can look this up right now, but this is not like an album video, so there's that. But I say this: the show is great. I love the show. It to me, it lasted did pretty long. It did lasted pretty long, and the animation was getting better. And to be honest, the stories that they were telling, I feel like they were getting more creative before they just got level capped. You know, and I'm just like, you know, and I feel like Jimmy could have been a little older before you ended it. I don't know. This is me. I mean, come on, set a fucking, like set fucking character development in a way, like when you're almost like you could have made Jimmy, you could have aged up Jimmy a little bit, probably in season 3 or something like that. And if you were going to keep going, then season 4. That's just me. That is just me because it would show the progression of the character. That's just me, and mainly because we were growing up with Jimmy too. When Jimmy stood at what 10, we grew up until what Jimmy Neutron then and into what 2008, I believe. I believe. I don't have my laptop. I mean, I have a laptop with me, but I need to dig the password because I don't know the password by heart. And I have my old laptop, which is slow as fuck. And you need to keep the charge there. But I could look it up here, but I'm just watching a video of something real quick. But someone will tell me. Someone will tell me. Um, it's YouTube. Someone will tell me. But again, going back, that's just me. If you don't want that, then that's fine. You know. I just wish they could have just ended the series a lot better. Because in my opinion, still when I look at Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 3, as a child, I wanted to rip it apart. I wanted to eat it alive, basically. Because I felt a big sour taste in my mouth. The biggest sour taste that I ever fucking had in my life. Looking back, it's funny, but I'm not that hop up about it now. I'm just looking at it now, just like I get it because in one movie you spend all that time in Jimmy's world, then you spend it in this other time with all in Timmy's world. I get it. I get it. But I really like Jimmy's world a lot more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. Some people would say that Timmy looks like a freak in 3D. He looks perfect in my opinion. What do you think he was supposed to look like? He's a flat 2D character, guys. What do you think he was going to look like? Seriously, come on. What do you think it was going to look like? A 2D character is like this. So if I'm like this, obviously my eyes will be here, my eyes will be here. If I'm 3D, that's going to look way different. You know? Come on, guys. Well, once you knew that there was probably a 3D, once you knew that they were going to cross over and shit like that, which I love the first one. I ate that shit up. I don't give a fuck. You talk ill of that, and I will gut you. Oh, no, I'm playing. But right in this household, we don't talk ill of such things. All right, we didn't talk ill with this movie. All right, this movie was the shit. I loved it. And so was Jimmy Boy Genius, man. I wish kids nowadays got those movies. When I get these movies and I have my own kids, I'm gonna show them these, and they're gonna be like, "Wow," and I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, you don't see this anymore." They'll be like, "Hey, what? Is could the show come back?" I'm like, "Probably." No, there's a lot of shows that are coming back now. I can see Jimmy coming back one day. For crying out loud, Fairy Godparents. They keep pumping Fairy Godparents. There's even going to be a live action Fairy Godparents. So I can see Jimmy come back, but in animation, obviously, 3D animation, because it has gone really good. The animation, it really has. Imagine a Jimmy movie now, but in Pixar quality. Remember that commercial that they used Jimmy Neutron for a car commercial? I remember when I saw that, I'm like, what the fuck? Are they teasing us? Are they fucking with us? You can't do this to me. As a fan, you can't do that to me. You can't. You can't. I'm sorry. To me, that was teasing of you coming back. But no, nothing. 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 And I'm just like, then what the fuck is, oh, I'm just using them just to use them. Don't do that to me then. That's just me. But you saw that animation though? That was perfect. I remember looking at that. I'm like, yes, that is what I imagine what it would look like nowadays. But no, fuck it. I'm like, it looks so good. And if you're not gonna make a Jimmy Neutron show, if you're not gonna bring it back or make another movie, make a game. I'll buy that shit in a heartbeat. You're bringing all these other fucking games. You brought SpongeBob back. I even heard that you're bringing other ones back. Start with Jimmy Neutron. Right? And if you think that, oh, he won't sell, then do a bundle with Fairy Godparents. You know? You know? That's just me. That's just me. You know? And a lot of people might say that, it's funny, like Break the Rules and Attack of the Twonkies. I don't know how you guys feel about it on the main systems like PS2 and all that. A lot of people might hate them and all that. I played them on the Game Boys. And to be honest, they're not bad. They're actually good. They're really fun, in my opinion. Could there be a lot better? Yeah. But they're not like Disney quality shipping shit. You know? You know those Disney games that are just there to on hollow and don't give a fuck? And I'm just like, Disney, you make good games. And this is just what you're gonna give out? A hollow piece of mess? But it was if it was Mickey Mouse, you would have went all out and make sure this game was good. You know? Stupid concept, right? You know? But I'm surprised Nickelodeon doesn't do anything. That's in a way one of their mascots. It's not the mascot, but it's one of their mascots right next to SpongeBob. And no, SpongeBob is not the mascot. Then what is the mascot? The orange slime. The orange slime is the mascot. Why do you think they always cover you in green slime? I love that shit. Orange and green combined. You know, like that was just a beautiful color, man. Remember that show Slime Time? Is that what it was called? I don't know. I don't know what was that called. But yo, I used to watch that shit all the time as a fucking kid. Never missed a fucking goddamn episode, man. I'm dead fucking goddamn serious, man. That's how, if you know that show, that's how old you are, bitch. That's how old you are. I'm 20 fucking 8 years old, man. And that's how old that shit is. iCarly came back. And I thought iCarly would never come back, to be honest. Because at first, when it all ended, most people might hate me for this, but when it all ended, I was like, good riddance. Alright, you know what? I'm going to have a shoot right now because there's like a giant, giant crowd of people coming. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. You don't see anything. Hold on. Let me just distract you with this. There we go. Now you don't have to fucking kill me. uh, but so maybe I should pick my one of my favorite episodes. I do like obviously the pants one since I talked about that all the time. The Borbot episode is not that bad. It's not my favorite one. Obviously, the Power Hour episodes are my favorite one. Are my favorite ones, except for like 3. The first 2 are great. I love the second one way more. It looks like they had really really fun with the second one. And then when they made the second one, they were like, "Oh, there's Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 3." It's like when next year, and I'm like,
Fuck you. I remember that. I remember that. I was like, that's a slap in the face. And then when you watch it, it's not. It's there's some good moments, but overall, ugh, ugh, that meme. That's just me, man. That's just me. That's just me. But what's another episode that I like? Oh, that turtle episode. I don't know what these episodes are called, but I'm just calling them out the way I can remember them. when what is it? When Carlos Turtle becomes like a fucking giant, like fucking Gamera and shit like that. Like holy shit, eating freaking the cat and everything like that. That is just that's one of my favorite episodes right there. Especially the part when the cat is breaking Jimmy's technology and Jimmy's like, "Are you out of your mind?" He's like, "Look, I'm not gonna deal with this junk," and I'm just like, "Yo, like, my God, fuck you!" And yes, you are out of your mind. God, I remember when I saw that, I'm like, "This guy has went crazy." Uh, Oh, the other episodes that I like is Attack of the Twonkies. I don't care what no one says. I love Attack of the Twonkies. Mwah, mwah, mwah. The spy movies, mwah, mwah, mwah. Love those too. All right. I remember when I first saw that, I'm all like, wait a minute, you guys have made other movies that I didn't even fucking know about, you know? And I'm glad that they did. They did made other Jimmy Neutron movies, you know? But it's just the way they ended the whole series. I'm just like, that's the only thing, and I'm not gonna go back to that again. I just wanted to mention that. I already mentioned the Power Hour 3 and shit, but that's really it. Actually, if you want me to talk about more about this, I will. I just love talking about Jimmy Neutron. I literally, I just love talking about it, and the dynamic between Jimmy and Timmy too. They're the opposite. If you really think about it, they really are the opposite. One is science, one is magic. Obviously, one is a little bit not smart, and the other one's a fucking genius. Not to say Timmy is not smart. He is, but he's just, he's a dumb kid sometimes, you know? Um, but that's it. Tell me what's your favorite part of Jimmy Neutron, with the movie, games, or even shows, Do you like them? Do you hate them? What's your thoughts on Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius?